Hello, my name is Ashanwa. Welcome to LAJA. This is a channel dedicated to African fashion, prints, and textiles. If that's something that you are interested in and you love learning about history, culture, and just exploring your roots within the African diaspora through fashion and textile and prints, please subscribe. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I'm going to be doing these get ready with me's inspired by personal topics so you all can get to know me more and we can bond and connect and we can kind of like share our experiences on various topics. So today I'm going to be doing my makeup and discussing about how I was able to reverse my high cholesterol naturally without any pharmaceutical medications. And I think this is a very impressive feat and one that I'm very, very proud of and happy to share what I did to reverse and get myself back into a healthier place when it comes to my blood lipid levels. So for context, the last 4 years were some of the hardest of my life. I went through a bunch of personal struggles, a lot of them rooted in health scares, and I honestly was not in a good place mentally or physically, clearly because I had high cholesterol. And I'm 29, so you can imagine having high cholesterol levels at that age. And I'm someone that has been health conscious, and I never thought that such a diagnosis would ever come my way. But looking back, I feel like the foods I was eating, because technically I was working out, I was doing exercising on a regular basis. I thought I was eating healthy, but I was eating a lot of carbs, lots of sweet treats. And I think that was the culprit, my sweet tooth. The pastries, the ice cream. I didn't think I was having it in excess, but clearly it was more than enough to cause a negative impact on my vitals. So I was diagnosed last year. When I went for my annual exam, they told me that my cholesterol levels were on the higher end and I should watch it, which I did. And then when I had a health concern, a health issue, I ended up back in the hospital and my lab results came out and it showed that I had high cholesterol. Specifically, my LDLs were at 238, and I think the normal range is less than 200 or so, or is it less than 100? I forget honestly, but it was out of a normal range and it was pretty high, so I had to fix that. And so I spoke with my doctor and I knew I did not want to go on medication because I just felt like I was too young. My family was like, no, you're too young to go on high cholesterol medication. You need to figure out a way to reverse this naturally. And so I started, this leads me, well, actually, let me even talk about the first things first. What causes high cholesterol? As I'm sure you're probably aware of, but a lot of this is diet. So if you eat lots of pastries, sweet treats, like highly processed foods, fried foods, foods that are high in saturated fats, and things like that. So living a sedentary lifestyle, not being active or exercising and moving your body on a regular basis, all of those things can cause, contribute to higher cholesterol, which is essentially like clogged arteries, and that can put one at risk for higher rates of unhealthy diseases like heart disease essentially. So the first thing I did was I started doing research on how to naturally reverse high cholesterol. My mom told me garlic. That was the first thing. She was saying, Ashama, you need to incorporate more garlic into your diet. Raw, fresh garlic. So what I started doing, so back in I would say November of last year, I started taking garlic cloves, raw garlic cloves, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. So garlic is known to be really good at helping cleanse the blood of unhealthy fats, which are the LDL cholesterols, and it's really good for maintaining healthy blood pressure, healthy blood sugar levels, and also healthy cholesterol levels. But the thing is that you have to have it raw. So every single morning, the first thing when I wake up, I would go to the kitchen, cut off 2 cloves of garlic, and I would swallow it with water on an empty stomach. And I'm sure you're probably asking, okay, Ashama, didn't that make your mouth smell? Like, what was that experience like? Like, how did you, like, didn't you have garlic breath, essentially? And the answer is no, I did not. Because I did it before I brushed my teeth, and I wasn't actually chewing the garlic. I was just chopping it up and using and swallowing it with water like a tablet, so the smell never had a chance to linger, and then I would brush after. So I would say that that's one habit that I'm going to keep up with for the rest of my life. I've seen so much improvements in my health, my scalp. I used to have scalp dermatitis, and that cleared it up real quick because garlic is antifungal. And it was such a huge game changer. So I started the garlic on an empty stomach, and after my parents saw my results, they also incorporated it into their diet as well, having garlic on an empty stomach as well. So I really love it, and I recommend it to everyone to do. It's not the most ideal. I know people would ask me, oh, can you substitute it for garlic pills or garlic powder? I don't think it has the same efficacy as raw, fresh, peeled garlic. Not even the jar garlic itself, it does the same thing. I think you need to have raw garlic from the clove garlic that hasn't been altered at all to get the highest potency. So I started doing that, and I did that on a consistent basis, and that was the first step. The second step I started doing was I started intermittent fasting. So I started intermittent fasting. I've been intermittent fasting now since September of last year, and I started it for health reasons. Honestly, I was trying to lose weight, and I was told that that's like a good way to lose weight. But then I also learned later on that intermittent fasting helps to regulate your body's metabolic profile, and that includes having high cholesterol, because it gives your body a break from processing foods, and your body starts burning fats as fuel. And that's like a really good way to just really give your body a reset, because I truly believe that as human beings, we're not meant to be eating the way we're eating, like eating all the time, grazing and things like that. And I've noticed a very positive result from intermittent fasting. So I follow an 8-16 window. So I eat for an 8-hour time frame, or I eat within an 8-hour time frame, and then I fast for 16 hours. And I found that this has worked well for me. You don't have to go as high as 16 hours. I just find that this works for me, and my body responds positively to it. If you look at how I've changed across my videos, you see that I'm looking better, and that's because I am literally healing from the inside out. Oh, I forgot to say about garlic. Garlic helps with inflammation as well. So if you're someone that suffers from inflammation, I recommend you incorporate raw garlic into your routine or into your diet on a daily basis for as long as possible. Incorporate into your cooking and whatnot, because you're going to see a huge difference in your skin, your inflammation levels, and things like that. I know I definitely suffered from inflammation. So yeah. So the third thing I did was I went on a low carb / keto diet. And a keto diet is essentially when your diet is mostly protein, fats, and fiber, and extremely low carb. I think it's less than 50 grams of carb. in a day, and I really feel like my body does respond positively to this diet because a lot of things normalized in my body. Like my kidney function got better because of the fasting, the garlic and things like that. Like my liver functions got better, my triglycerides reduced. Like there were just so many positive improvements from incorporating these things that I'm sharing right now. And I would say during the keto diet, it definitely did limit how much carbs in general I was eating. And I think that also meant excluding a lot of the processed carbs I loved to consume, like croissants, cakes, muffins, chocolates in general. And I stuck to that diet for health reasons, not just for cholesterol levels, but for my mental health as well. But it did have a positive impact on my cholesterol levels. I don't think you necessarily have to go the route of keto or low carb, but I just feel like generally our bodies function better on lower carbohydrates because you're not spiking your insulin levels, and a lot of metabolic illnesses are really caused by high insulin and high cortisol levels. So if you can keep your blood sugar level low, then you're going to be saving yourself a lot of heartache, especially as a woman. So especially if you're a woman having reproductive health issues like endometriosis, PCOS, fibroids, cysts, you could benefit from following a low carb diet and seeing how it benefits you. I feel like I started having difficult periods out of nowhere, and when I switched my diet to low carb, my periods became easier because I wasn't as inflamed and things were just flowing in my body, so to say. So that was the third thing. So I adopted a low carb keto diet, and I really eliminated as much white starch from my diet. And then the fourth thing, in January I took my test. So with these three things that I did, I was able to drop my levels from, I think, 238. It went down to 226 in January of this year, and I was like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing is working. Like, this is, and mind you, I wasn't exercising, I wasn't being physically active like that, because I really was trying to work on my hormones and just recalibrate myself. So I was eliminating things and just trying to figure out what my body was responding to. So with these three things alone, I noticed a positive improvement in my lipid profile. My LDL had gone down. It wasn't within normal range yet, but it was closer to normal range. And my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, also went up. Oh, also in my diet as well, I incorporated a lot of healthy fat foods like avocado, sardines. I love sardines, salmon, beef liver. I incorporated those into my diet, and I ate them regularly to help boost my good cholesterol and whatnot, because you do need cholesterol in your body. It's not all bad. That's how your body produces hormones and keeps you running, especially as women with our hormonal fluctuations. So I made sure I incorporated those good fats while eliminating and reducing as much as possible the bad fats. So that was the third thing. I saw improvements in January, and I was like, okay, what I'm doing is working, but I want to take things to the next level. And so the fourth thing I did and I incorporated was yerba mate tea. And this, I'm telling you, was such a game changer. Yerba mate tea is really good. I knew it was trending at some point, but I did research on it, and I saw that it's also good at regulating cholesterol levels, also blood sugar levels as well. But I personally was interested in the cholesterol levels. So what I started doing in January was I started drinking the yerba mate tea during my fasting window. So in the morning, once I get to work at my work desk, I had like a bag of, I just got like a 100-pack bag of yerba mate tea bags off Amazon, organic ones. And I took some of it, kept it at my work desk, and also had it at home. So I'll drink it hot, just steep it in hot water and drink it on an empty stomach while I'm at work, while I'm fasting, because I would usually break my fast around 11:30 a.m. So in the morning I would get into work, and then I would start drinking my yerba mate. I would just have one tea bag in a day. It's really good for regulating your mood. It's good for cholesterol. It's good for mental clarity, and it gives you an energy boost without. I don't drink coffee, but it's a great coffee alternative. And I started drinking that consistently every single day, never miss. I love teas in general, so this was a very easy add for me. And I stuck with it because, like I said, this is about my health. I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. Sorry about that, guys. I don't think I'm going to edit this out. Okay. This is about my health, and I really wanted to take things seriously and get myself together, essentially. So those were the 4 things that I did to regulate my cholesterol levels. And when I went for my testing back in I think I went in May. My cholesterol levels were back within normal range. And that is it. The 5th thing I would say I incorporated, but this was on the tail end of things, was what's it called? Kefir and chia seeds. I have kefir and chia seeds every single day, I'll just say at least 5 days in a week. And I have the unsweetened kefir. I get one from Walmart. And chia seeds, I use about 2.5 teaspoons or tablespoons of chia seeds, and I consume that. So chia seeds is really high in fiber, which is great for regulating cholesterol levels and also estrogen levels as well, hormonal balance, because it helps the body filter out what's it called, bad hormones. And so I did that, and by the time I went for but I did it for about 1 month before I went for my testing. So I decided in April of this year, and by May my cholesterol levels were back within normal range. So all these things are very inexpensive. They don't cost a lot of money. So I intend to incorporate this into my lifestyle for the long term, because I saw results and they were easy for me to incorporate. So if you're someone that's struggling with cholesterol levels and you reversed it naturally, I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you on statins? Would you be incorporating any of these feedbacks? My parents have adopted all of these doctrines as well, because they saw the results that I had personally and they were like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. So that's how I reversed my cholesterol levels naturally without any statins or pharmaceutical drugs. So of course you have to keep up with like these habits. You can't just start and stop. These are habits that I'm going to be doing for the long term, because again, if you stop, you're going to revert back to where you once were, if that makes sense, because nothing lasts forever. You have to keep up with it. So yeah, that is it. So this is my look for the video. I am obsessed. The star of the show though are my handmade in Nigeria earrings. These are handmade by my mom and available for sale in limited quantities. I think I have about 4 left or so because they've been selling like hotcakes. So thank you all for patronizing and just really showing your support. I really appreciate it. These earrings are extremely high quality, handmade with love, and this is not like your Shein cheap article. This is high quality goodness, so you get what you pay for, and what you pay for is quality and great craftsmanship. So let's have a conversation down below. Or do you want to see my full outfit? Okay, I'll show you. Since you said it so nicely, this is it. It's just a simple dress. I'm a fan of this look. And then I'm going to spray some perfume and call it a day. So that is it for my spiel on how I reversed my cholesterol levels naturally. I would love to hear your own experiences down below, and let's have a conversation. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.